Yo, what's going on, guys? EK9 here, bringing you guys another NHL 21 video. And as you guys can see, EA has dropped the first event of NHL 21, the Lit versus Grit event. As you guys can see, they got a darker theme and they've got a lighter theme. The lighter theme is for the Lit cards, and your darker theme is for the Grit cards. Says it right on them. I love the designs. I love the way they're going about it this year, and I'm gonna take an in-depth explanation of everything that's going on within the actual event itself and give you guys a little bit of a rundown on each of the things going on. So first off, we do have our Lit versus Grit challenges. So you can do weekday challenges. So each day of the week you can get a Lit versus Grit collectible pack. Gives you some collectibles, and they're pretty easy. All you have to do is win 5 face-offs. That's a pretty easy one on rookie difficulty. It's almost impossible to lose a face-off on rookie difficulty, in my opinion. And then you get your Lit versus Grit actual challenges, which give you some decent rewards. Like you get coins, you get some packs, you can get monthly collectibles as well, so really helpful for that. More packs, and you can get up to 2 collectibles, and then you get your 80 Zucker or your Subban, depending if you want to go with a more Lit or Grit. So each of these are going to be very crucial on how you guys play and what you guys are looking for to build your team. I know I said the current meta is all about speed, so I can see a lot of people going Lit in this event, but I wouldn't underestimate the power of the Grit cards, and we'll get into that a little bit more as this video goes along. So here's some sets right now. We'll get into the sets. We've got the gold players or gold collectibles, very common with EA. 50 gold players, you get a collectible. Pretty straightforward. They've been doing that for the last few years now. You can also trade in a gold collectible and get one week 1 player item choice set. We'll get into those cards in a little bit as well. And as well as you can trade in 8 gold collectibles and get a 1 of 6 choice. So all of the Lit versus Grit cards, choice between those, and it's untradeable. Or you can change that option and trade in 10 gold collectibles and get the choice of 1 of the 6 items, but it is tradable. So very tough choice between those two. Then you also get your Lit versus Grit exclusive set, where you can trade in gold player items and a gold collectible for a set exclusive choice of 1 or 2 Lit versus Grit players. Then we have these ones here. These are our bigger sets here. We'll get into that a little bit later when we talk about the actual cards. So we'll take a look now at the cards that are released, and guys, I'm telling you, some of these are very OP. Like, they are very OP. I'd recommend them. Even the 84 overall ones are completely insane. So I'm not going to focus too much on these lower end ones. They're not too strong in my opinion. Even the Svechnikov here, he's decent stats, but I wouldn't give him, I wouldn't use him personally. But if we get into it, we'll start with this 84 Duchene. This Duchene is probably one of the most OP cards for the little bit here. He's already at 90 speed. He's got 83 face-offs. Decent passing in that. But he's got the speedster synergy, guys. That makes him, if you have it activated, 94 speed. He's going to nang through everybody. And it brings his wrist shot power up to an 87. So he's going to be a little bit of a sniper, too. So he's going to have speed and a decent shot. That's going to be insane. Especially that 94 speed. That is crazy fast early on into this game. And he's going to probably be a little bit more expensive than most. Ryan O'Reilly is a very good, I'd say, depth card. I wouldn't use him on the first line or anything just because of that speed, but he's got very good face-offs, passing. He's very well-rounded rather than the speed, and I think that's just going to weigh him down a little bit too much this year. So speed's such a big thing early on. As I said, with the current meta speed, it could change overall, but I would hold off on him unless you're going to use him as a depth role. Erik Karlsson's probably going to be one of the most juiced cards in the game for defense right now. 86 overall defenseman. Very good speed. He's also got the howitzer synergy, which does give him a speed bonus if it's activated, as well as slap shot power and wrist shot power and agility. So this card is going to be an all-around offensive threat. He's got decent defensive stats. Not the best at hitting, but he could use his speed to maybe take the puck away and all that good stuff. So I'd recommend him. Cam Neely, I'd say, is probably one of the better Grit cards right now. I know he's an 87 overall. Speed's a little bit slow. That's going to weigh him down a bit, but an awesome shot. He's got decent deking. Puck control is pretty good. He's got good hitting. He's a bigger guy. I think he's going to get the job done in the defensive end, and he's going to be a real catalyst for one-timers for the next few weeks or so. He's going to be one of those cards that people probably get The other 87 they did release here was 87 Briere, and this card is pretty sick as well. 87 face-offs, good passing, puck control, speed's decent, he's got a decent shot, he's a very well-rounded card, he can even hit pretty well. So I think Danny Briere, this 87 overall card, is probably going to be one of the top centers for a little bit. I mean, he is a high overall. It makes sense, but just looking at his stats, this card looks like he's going to be a real powerhouse. Even if you activate his synergy, he's got a nice wrist shot accuracy bonus, some offensive awareness and hand-eye, so he can be very good at deflecting pucks, batting them out of the air. Offensive awareness makes him a little bit better if you're trying to cycle the puck down low. He's going to be a lot more aware of everything going on in the offensive zone. Could be a real crucial card early on in the game. Now, if we get into these 89s, they're all juiced. I'm going to go through by which ones I think are the most OP. So, first off, we're going to do offensive and then compare defensive. So, I'm going to say number one card right now is going to be the Blake Wheeler. I'm going to say this right now. Every time I've used Blake Wheeler in the game, I've had him in NHL 16, had him in 17, 18, almost every year. He has been unreal. This guy doesn't lose the puck. He's got decent skating. He's pretty good for his size. Great shot. He's so well-rounded. Great passing. Great puck control. And this guy is just a beast. Like, everything he does, he's been so good. I guarantee you every YouTuber will tell you Blake Wheeler is always OP. I don't know why they make him so OP, but he's been so good for the last little bit there, and it's crazy how good this card is going to be. And I think this was probably the number one card. And I do say speed is a big difference maker, but he's still got 85 speed, so he's still decently quick. He's not the fastest, but he can definitely help you out in those situations, and he's going to be awesome with one-timers, 92 slap shot power and 91 wrist shot power. So he's got some really good stats to him, and I think he just gives a little bit of the edge there. Number two card, I would say, is this Artemi Panarin. He's got way better offensive stats. Like, look at that puck control and passing. Skating's unreal. 90 skating. That is insane. And then look at this. He's got 93 slap shot accuracy, 88 power. Wrist shot accuracy is 95. This guy's going to be a real deal sniper. He's going to be unreal from the anywhere you use him. He's going to be kind of like Ovi if you guys put him in that slot there and kind of near the faceoff circle. He's going to just wind up those slap shots, and he's probably going to score quite a bit if you get that back door. He's got great speed. His defensive game kind of lacks, but I mean, those offensive stats are just too good to pass up. I would still give the edge, in my opinion, to the Wheeler, but I think this is a close second. Third, I would say, is Bergeron, because Bergeron, one of the most well-rounded cards in the game. He's got unreal face-offs. Every year since NHL 15, since I've known, Bergeron has been one of the best centers. He's got such great stats. He's got a decent shot. He's got great passing. Face-offs are absolute top-notch, 93. Can't go wrong with that. Speed lacks a little bit, but it's this two-way game. It's very hard to find a really good two-way center with decent speed in that. That's why I said Ryan O'Reilly might not be the best option, because the speed's going to weigh you down, but he has the speed. This card's going to be a really good card in the offensive and defensive zone. He's going to allow for a great transition game, and I think this card is going to be probably one of the best centers for the next little bit, rather than like Lemieux or Gretzky. I think he's probably top one. I'd say he's probably better than any of them because of how OP they usually make Bergeron. And last but not least, not that he's not a good card, the William Nylander here. He's got great offensive stats. He's got 89 speed, 89 excel. He's got great speed. Slap shot and wrist shot are very high, so he's going to be another great sniper. Great passing and puck control. One of the best playmaking cards. You can even use him on center if you want. He's got 85 faceoffs, so that's not too bad as well. So I just don't think he's as offensively gifted as the Panarin, and I don't think that he has the two-way game of the Bergeron or the Wheeler. I still think Wheeler's going to be the top card. I think Nylander here, he's definitely a great card. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think he's as good as the other cards. As if you guys know what I mean. You guys can feel free to disagree with me all you want. I'm always opening up for discussion and stuff like that. So let me know your guys' thoughts on that. I got Nylander out of the 4 offensive players. I got him ranked number 4. I go Wheeler, Panarin, Bergeron, Nylander. So I'm giving the edge on forwards to the grit players. However, let's get into our defensive players. We got Heiskanen and we've got Suter. I'm going to give the edge here to Heiskanen because of this reason. He's got the speedster synergy, If you guys haven't heard me talk already, the speedster synergy is unreal, and then he's got the distributor synergy as well. So if you guys have both synergies, that brings him to a 93 speed, and it gives him 93 wrist shot power, 94 passing, and 94 puck control. That card's going to be an offensive threat and a half, and he's going to have such a great two-way game because of that 93 speed. If he makes a mistake, he'll be able to, you know, hustle back, and he's got really good endurance. So this guy can play on the ice for quite a bit. I think he's such a great defenseman. I watched him this year, and I honestly thought he was very underrated. He really took stepped it up a notch this year, and I think he's now starting to see the praise he deserves. He played unreal, and he's going to be one of the best left defensemen in the NHL for the next few years to come, I'd say. I definitely think this is a great card all around. I can't see anything wrong with this card whatsoever. And Suter as well is a great card. He's got much better defensive stats. He's going to lack a little bit on the speed, though. 86 speed, still very good. His passing and puck control are good. Decent power on his shot, but the accuracy lacks quite a bit. You can definitely get that slap shot accuracy up if you do get the shutdown synergy on, so you can have a little bit better control from the point. I think this card just lacks a little bit because he doesn't have the speed of Heiskanen, and I think if you get caught with him, it's going to take a little bit for him to really turn on the jets, especially with 86 Excel is still pretty good, but if you got a guy like that DUCHENE or something, he's just going to burn right through the Suter, and it could cost you some goals. I definitely think he's still a really good card. I just don't think he's as strong as the Heiskanen. Again, you guys can disagree with me, so I'm going to give the offensive edge to the grit cards, but I'm going to give the defensive edge to the lit cards. That's just my own opinion. And then we're going to finally talk about the 90 overall cards. So I don't know if you guys saw them, but they were there. And the 90 cards, from what I'm getting from this, I could be completely wrong, is you can't use sets to get a actual tradable version. So these are like master set items, and you can trade in lit versus grit collectibles, a gold collectible, and your 89 overall to get the 90 overall card, which does give 1 overall boost to most stats. I think it's, you know, a bit of an upgrade. I don't know how you guys feel about acquiring an untradeable, but I think this early in the year, a 90 overall is going to last you a few months. I don't think there's going to be that many 90 overalls for a little bit. So to have a 90 on the team, regardless if it's untradeable or not, it's going to be there for at least a few months, probably until after Christmas. There's not that many. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they release a bunch, but I know they try to nerf ratings a little bit just to avoid that. And I think these cards, honestly, in my opinion, I would do them if I had all the options. And honestly, I'd say, like I said, I think the Wheeler is going to be your best bet. Let me know your guys' thoughts. What do you think about these cards? Do you think the Lits are a little bit more OP, the Grits? Let me know if you guys plan on doing that. Last but not least, the only thing I have left to mention is the packs. So there is some untradeable packs, then there is the tradable ones. And if you guys look, you have your untradeable week 1 lit versus grit starting pack, which will give you a gold collectible and a guaranteed week 1 lit versus grit player item. So not too shabby, gets you a gold collectible, gets you a great start onto your road to building these 89 overall cards. You can also do the lit versus grit Selly pack, which will give you 20 items with at least 6 players that give you at least 2 gold or better. And you're also guaranteed 4 Sellys, so you guys can just, you know, stick it to your opponent when you score some goals on them and just really Selly on them. And last but not least, there's the lit versus grit grind and deke pack, which will give you 30 items. It gives you 20 players and at least 180 overall. So only 180 overall is a little tough for 37k, but it does give you quite a few items as well. And last but not least, everyone gets this pack. You get a choice of 2 of 6 89 overall lit versus grit master item cards to figure out what you guys want. So these are going to be your 89 overall cards, and you guys got to feel for them before you use them. I'm probably going to go with Wheeler and Heiskanen, get a little bit of that defensive game going, and try and get that offensive edge as well. I think they're going to be very OP cards. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Let me know any questions you guys have, any comments. What do you guys think is the way to go this event? I like how they have it. I love the designs too. Like, honestly, having it the way it is, having the darker cards as your grittier players and having your lighter cards for your lit cards. Honestly, it looks so cool. I think EA did I think they did a very good job doing this, honestly, and it's nice to see EA stepping it up. Everything looks awesome so far this year. Like, even these packs just look fire. I love the designs. Like I said to a couple of you guys, it seems like GTA Vice City. It gives me throwbacks to that. So I really love the designs. But if you guys did enjoy, leave a like, drop a comment, and if you haven't hit that sub button, guys, hit that sub button. We've got some great content coming up, so stay tuned for that. All right, see you guys soon.